Hello, Peep. Been busy last 2 days. My older brother and my older sister and her husband and their puppy came down yesterday and the day before. Been super busy hanging out with them, showing them the town, helping them taking a look at the properties all day today. I did peek into the market here and there, and I did make some purchase near the end of the day. But I figure it's good for me to jump in for a quick, maybe 15 minutes just to give my 2 cents of the last two session that I had. I talked about when TLT go down, market go up, and vice. Well, when TLT go down, the Nasdaq do well. When TLT, I got things backward. um, when when bond rates go up, TLT go down, the Nasdaq go down. Okay, I just had dinner, so my mind is still in a food coma. That's my excuse. When TLT, when bond rates go down, TLT go up, the Nasdaq go up. Okay, because the Nasdaq love low rate. I talked about that the last 2 or 3 days, and that played out the way I explained it. But for this quick chat today, as you can see the TLT, look at how beautiful the TLT bounced off the reference low. Okay, that's that yellow line. That's a beauty right there. Okay, so if you are buying bond long, the last couple of days would not have been a bad spot to enter a trade for TLT. But the focus tonight is why then did the market crash? TLT and Nasdaq and the market have a couple different relationship. The one thing that caused TLT to spike while the rest of the market go down instead of go along with TLT is what? FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. What do we have today in the news all day? Ukraine and Russia. Okay, when talk between the US and Russia broke down with the Ukraine as far as peace, you have FUD. Okay, so just like any other market. Hello, Omega Comics. When FUD happen, whether it's uh, fear of war or conflict or a new variant, go back and take a look at the past 6 months when we had Delta variant. What happened? TLT went up because bond rate fall, regardless of what inflation is doing. Okay, so understand that TLT and the Nasdaq behave in similar ways in a certain situation, and then in an opposite way in a certain situation. It's never always exactly in sync. So I just want to, but that's basically my my explanation, so that anyone that said, "How come Nick said if if bond rate drops, the Nasdaq should go up, but today the Nasdaq crashed?" Well, go back and look at how the Nasdaq behave whenever we have Delta, Omicron, or any other kind of war. Okay, because it's always what we call flight of safety, flight to safety. Let me do this one thing here. Right, answer that text from my brother. But that's really it. Today I make some purchase near the end of the day because I figured the market was going to go deep red and deeper and deeper and deeper red. I like it. Exactly when fear is high, when uncertainty and fear and doubt is high, it doesn't matter where the market is. Okay, it will go lower. The algo will trade that way, along with panic seller, weak hands, you name it. It is what it is. Okay, This is the thing that I keep talking about. The two words that you will hear me spoke often here last time and the time before is market dynamic. Understand market dynamic. Throw away word like sentiment. Okay, what is a market sentiment? I don't like those words. There's a market dynamic at play, and it is a tug and pull, push and pull kind of reaction. The market is very reactive to news. This is why fake news, FUD, anything, it's it's so easy to manipulate the market with fake news. Okay, so it is what it is. The key is recognize the opportunities. It's just the one thing that I'm a big fan of crypto. Okay, so as I talk, let me cycle through a bunch of tickers that I follow to see if anything look good for me to pay attention to tomorrow. Oh, look at Starbucks. Okay, so look at Starbucks. Starbucks breach a key point. Okay, look at this line I drew. This line has been a very good spot for a long time. It broke it. Okay, so where next? If you have not bought Starbucks, if you don't own Starbucks, the question is, where would I suggest the next potential spot to buy? Where do you think? Where do you think the next potential spot to buy Starbucks is? Right there and right there. Okay, so can Starbucks drop to the low of 95, 92? Absolutely. Okay, but before it get there, it need to drop to here potentially and hold. So 99.81. Add a drawing. 99.81. There we go. Property. As always, if I was interested in something, I need to take a look at the chart to see where's the next potential pivot. There you go. So roughly around 100, okay? I'm gonna save this so that I have for future reference. All right, so that's one down. All right, all right. What else do I want to take a look at? What are some of the things that I like? How about Costco? All right, Costco doing okay. Costco is still hanging right at that spot. Okay, see, look, see that yellow line right there? That 510, 510-ish is holding. That's fine. Nothing to worry about there with Costco. Okay, would I buy a dip here? I did. That was one of the few things I bought near 4 p.m. near the low of the day. I went in and bought some Costco. I like it. Okay. What else did I look at? Costco. How about Microsoft? Okay. Microsoft struggling here. Did not hold this line. It was doing okay here. It was teetering at this pivot right here. Couldn't hold it down to 304. So guess what? It's right there. You see this? This is the kind of thing that, okay, let me do this. It's right here. Right there. Hit the spot. Add a drawing. Because it failed to hold the line. Okay. Where next? Look at that. Look at where Microsoft is, okay? See that? It dropped today right at the point where, that was the point where Microsoft bounced a few times, and then eventually it broke through, okay? So now that become the support. Prior resistant equal support today, okay? So it need to hold here, okay? Remember what I said in the last video, the last live chat. Stock go from levels to levels on a down move, same thing on the way up. So when Microsoft failed here, it went down to the next reference support. If this failed tomorrow for whatever reason, then we get this long-term 200 MA right down here at 291, okay? So yes, pay attention to that. Hopefully that makes sense. My method is not that difficult, right? Just focus on trend lines, prior low, prior high. What other one did I look at? How about Amazon? How did Amazon do? Okay, well, it's holding. It's holding. I like this this hammer right here, so that's okay. As far as Amazon, if I'm long, which I am, I did buy Amazon on this big dip here, not a lot, just a tiny little bit, but so I'm okay. I'm holding, nothing to fear. The one stock that I like, but I don't have any is Google. Google. See, look at how Google bounced right at the 200 MA. Look at that. Well, not right, but near. See, it came down. It crossed all the other MA and came down here. As I said many times, often if you look at the chart, it's not a random spot that a stock dropped. Okay, so flagpoles, that's I don't worry. There's a lot of technical analysis that people use, like, rising wedge, bear flag, bull flag. There's a lot of term that you hear. Do I use those things? Yes, but um, it's not something that I put a lot of weight in. I look at it. Sometimes it's very obvious to see those things, but there are things that are useful to me, and then there's things that are mostly noise for me, and I don't care. So right now, Google is at a spot that it need to. See, let's break it up. See, look at Google. Whenever a stock is rising, look at how Google rose 3 days in a row, and then it's always when a stock reach a moving average. I don't care if anyone say, oh, moving average is a looking backward thing. Well, guess what? The computer, the algo is there ready to take profit right here. Okay. So this line, this 50, 100 MA, both of them, the confluence right here is a tough spot for Google to hold. So it came closer to 200, the algo, the computer come in and buy. Yeah. So yeah, Google, no touch for me. Nothing there to see. I don't pay attention to Asian stock, to be honest. It's, my view on the stock market is there are so many opportunities to trade in the US stock. I don't need to go outside of the US. Okay, that's my philosophy. Sure, have I traded Alibaba once in a while? Yes. Has I traded Baidu once in a while in the past? Yes. But overall, I kind of not give a shit about them because you got to understand, okay, the market has so many stocks. Nobody can follow everything. So you follow what you know, you follow what you understand, you follow what you trust. That's a key word. And I don't need to deal with Chinese stock with crazy government intrusion and all kind of crazy enough. China do crazy things with their whatever. Okay, I don't need the market is complex enough as it is. Who needs who needs to add political nonsense in there? Who cares? Okay, so there's plenty of people that trade, Alibaba and Baidu and all the Chinese stock, but I'll just stay away from it because I don't need that kind of headaches. That I don't want to wake up in the morning and see some crazy news that Chinese decide to delist a bunch of company. Or who knows? Who need that? Facebook. Let's see how Facebook do. Okay, Facebook, same thing. There's a lot of confluence here with the MA and Fibs. Tough spot. So you look at how many times Facebook has came into this spot here and struggle. Okay, so when and if it can break the 50 MA, the 100 MA, the 200 MA, all this right here. Google, this is a cluster of F right here, a big cluster of F right here for Google, for Facebook. Certainly with tonight's news about government, who knows? But yeah, beautiful spot to buy right here. Beautiful spot to sell right here, right? In hindsight, absolutely. And yes, I did. I sold some of my Google holding at 342 and 344. Okay, so I did sell some. I trade BTC, Omega Comics says, since no other coin escaped its gravity. Absolutely. I don't. There's a lot of people that trade altcoins, and yes, there are risk and reward, but I don't need the headache. Okay, I don't need to buy garbage, and I just don't need the headaches. I have one rule of investing: put money where I can sleep well at night. I don't need to invest in garbage. I don't need to invest in things that can go 100x because a bunch of people pump it. Who knows? Good luck to those people that can do that and make money on things like Doge and Shiba, and who cares? Who cares? There's a reason why I stopped going to the checkboard, because that's all I see is people pumping garbage. I'm just like, I'm out. I'm out. BTC, Ethereum, good enough for me. Okay. And the one thing that the most disappointing thing that I feel about crypto, it's not that it did not go to 100K in December. I don't care. I stopped believing the 100K prediction and all the pie in the sky prediction late summer last year. Okay, so I'm not disappointed that. What disappointed me the most about crypto is when I got into crypto over 2 years ago, I thought it would be an asset that that don't correlate with the stock market. If you don't understand what I just said, when two assets have high correlation, it moves together. Like when the stock market go up, crypto go up. When the market go down, crypto go down. I don't want to own assets that move together, okay? Because the whole point of diversification is you own things that move in different directions. So when something is crashing, something is doing well, okay? Not everything that I own or any of us can own can be, if everything that we own is a perfect hedge, right? Then it's neutral, right? If if half your portfolio go up, the other half go down, then you're even, right? So it's kind of pointless to have something that is completely opposite correlate, right? So uncorrelated or opposite correlated, not sure what the right term is. I don't want that either. But at the same time, the last thing I want to do, the last thing I want to see for the past year plus is the NASDAQ go down 2% and Bitcoin crash. That annoys me, okay? Because I'm just like, all that tell me is a lot of people that invest or speculate in crypto are feeble-minded people that also invest in the stock market. So when they get blown out in the stock market, they get blown out in their other portfolio. So that's the thing I don't like. It's just like the more, if we continue to have weak hands that over leverage in crypto, then this is what happened. Okay, because every time the stock market have a hiccup, crypto gets smacked because the same people that got blown up in the stock market likely get blown up in crypto. Otherwise, how else would you explain something like the big crash in Bitcoin today, right? So if anything about Bitcoin that annoys me is that correlation. It's just like too many people that bet big on Bitcoin also bet too much on the NASDAQ. Okay. It's high correlation. Too high. Anyhow, I didn't want to be too long. I just want to jump in to give a quick explanation about how the bond market behave and how the stock market behave. Sure, sometime Nasdaq behave the way I explained in the past few videos, but when you have fear, warfare, uh, variant fear, then capital will run to safety in bonds. So all that worry that we had this past week about inflation, higher bond rates, right? Higher bond rates. All of a sudden, what happened? Today, people like jump into bond, draw rate low as if inflation stopped going, as if like there's no inflation. That's how crazy. That's how crazy the market can be, as far as how fear can move capital from equity into bonds. It's crazy, okay? But that's how it is, okay? So keep in mind the market dynamic that we have. Understand, the more you understand the market dynamic, the more you don't sit there and say, why did it move this way? It was not a surprise to me, okay? During the day when I saw the news about Russia, Ukraine, and Biden and all that stuff, I'm just like, well, until the politician can shake hand and make peace, the market is always about fear and greed, okay? So it is a lot simpler than people think it is. That's it, people. I didn't want to be too long. Hopefully my explanation makes sense, right? Good evening, good night. Enjoy your Friday. I have a busy day tomorrow with my family as well. So don't expect to have a nothing but common sense chat tomorrow, because I'll be out and about with my siblings, my sisters and her husband, looking at properties. Okay. Indeed, Omega. That's what I bought today around 350. I logged in the last 10 minutes and start buying. Not a lot, but you gotta buy when people are scared. Okay. This is why you have cash on the side. People that are fully invested on day like this, what happened? They're selling in fear. Anyhow, I'm out. Later, people.